Today we are talking with Roni, who is one of our clients with Catalyst Fitness. She's working with Coach Lori, and she's willing to come on and share some of her experience working with us. So you're just about almost 3 months in, correct?
Right. Yeah,
okay.
It'll be 3 months the end of this month.
Yeah. So I just really wanted to hear, like, how has your experience been so far? What have your results been? Let's get into it. So I'm going to let you say, how's it been so far?
It's been great. It's been great. It's, I thought about how I would put it, and in my mind, the first word that comes is freeing. I was overdoing myself, trying to figure it out myself, and it wasn't working, and once I found you, I am just sailing right along with everything that you've given me to do. And I've had zero problems.
So is it safe to say that you were eating very low calories and doing a lot of exercise, trying to lose weight and possibly gaining some weight as you were doing this?
Yep, so that's exactly what happened.
Led to me. Okay.
That's exact. Well, you seek out, you do the best you can by yourself by researching, but every bit of research I would find would be conflicting with the previous research. Mm-hmm. So I was calories in, calories out. Oh, you must not be logging, or you're forgetting something, you're eating too much, or it seemed to always come back to being my fault of something I was missing or doing. Work out on an empty stomach, work out on a full stomach, all my info that I would find was conflicting with the previous. So I thought, well, I'm older. They say your metabolism slows down as you're older. And I thought, well, I used to run and lift weights, and it always worked for me. So I must need to run further, longer. So yeah. I would go from just running my 30 minutes to an hour. And there were a few times that I even caught myself on the treadmill 2 hours, because I'm thinking I have to make up for the metabolism change, because that's all I thought it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And I didn't drop an ounce. And, calories were way too low. I couldn't grab the concept that if you're going to work out hard, you have to eat more. Yeah. Right. I made myself a disaster, but you keep trying and find the right, I don't know if I want to call it a diet. Is it a diet process? It is a process, right?
It's a flexible dieting lifestyle, right? And it's really that lifestyle. So when I talked to you on the phone, I said, your coach is gonna, set your calories. I think we might have to eat more. And what was your reaction to that when you actually did get your calories?
My heart sunk to my stomach. It did. I was like, no. And I honestly didn't even realize I didn't eat as much. I thought I ate way more than I actually did at the time. So then when those additional calories came, I thought I was finished. But I did it. And it was spectacular. I shouldn't call it a diet, other than if you say it in a sense that a diet is a way of eating, because I was not hungry at all with the increased calories, and I didn't gain an ounce. I didn't gain any weight through that whole thing. So that was pretty awesome. However, I did lose many inches.
Yeah.
That was spectacular.
What did we bring your calories to?
2295.
Yeah, I'm sure right now whoever's listening to this is going to say, holy crap, that's a lot of calories. I'm sure you did too.
I did. It was scary, because in my mind, you have in your mind, less is better. And and I was okay with increasing the calories, and I don't typically pay attention to the scale. Normally I didn't even get on the scale. I'd only judged what I weighed based on my clothes. And that kind of is good. I do get on the scale because you require me to, but I don't get undone about it anymore, because I can see the inches. Every time I use that tape measure, I can see the change.
I love this.
Yes.
I love this. Yeah. How many
my husband knows.
Lost?
I think Lori told me the last time before we brought the calories down, I had lost 8 inches overall.
By
Which
eating
is-
more calories.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yes. Yeah, I kept telling my husband, I don't understand how this is working, but it's working. So this is spectacular. And I love the workouts. I love having that mystery removed for me, because, you know, there are specific exercises and I know it, but I just don't know them. Like, you don't do, you know, arms and back and shoulders and chest and everything all at the same time, and or all your whole body at the same time, where some people do circuit workouts and that sort of a thing. So you've given me everything that I need. So I have no guessing game. I look at what you give me, I go through it. I will be honest, I don't always go through it as perfectly as I could at some point, because I'm not quite strong enough to do all of it, but I do it all.
Yeah.
And I did learn that I need to read the little description above it, because I would do them and then I would read them and I think, oh, okay, I was supposed to remember when I asked you about the 3-second negative.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that meant. And now, boy, does that make a difference.
Oh yeah.
Big
Yeah.
difference in the lift. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll start to see some of those things. That's not something I'm going to do right away, but like when we can introduce that, like coming in, it is less weight, right? But you're putting on more tension. So it's more tension on the body, and it's just, you're getting the same results for less tension. And so putting less wear on the body. So it doesn't make it easier.
No, I've loved them all. There is nothing about any part of the program that I haven't enjoyed. Even, you know, people don't like lowering calories. I don't mind. I don't mind. Although you didn't lower them, you know, terribly. I'm still completely content, still losing inches. Actually, once we transitioned into the lower calories, that's when I lost the 3 pounds pretty quickly, actually. So yeah. And people are seeing it. So, and this is within the 12 weeks, people are actually seeing it without seeing a massive 25-pound physical, you know, drop, but they're seeing that I'm smaller.
That's nice. That's always
It
nice when
is.
somebody else recognizes that. You're like, what?
Yeah, thank you. I feel like, you know, being in Arizona, it's so hot all the time. And it's been so rainy and humid that we're not used to that. So I just feel like a sweaty mess all the time, but I don't even care, because when I go to get dressed to go out somewhere and things are looser, it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I think people think that you have to go into this, you know, dramatic drop. I want my clients eating as much food as possible. And so you asked, how is it possible that I am eating more and losing inches? And that is due to the metabolism. So when you don't get the calories that your body needs, right? Say you weren't doing any cardio whatsoever, you still have a baseline for the amount of calories that your body needs. And it's not 1,200, I'll tell you that, right? It's based on, like, it's usually around 1,500, 1,600. It just depends on how tall you are, how much you weigh, you know, and how active you are, like with your regular job. And so that's baseline, right? That's BMR. And so many women just get stuck into this, you know, and then you add more cardio on top of that. Cardio just increases your body's need for more calories. Now it says, okay, you want to do all this activity, great. So we're going to need these calories. We think calories are the way, you know, burning calories, like they're just going to burn the fat off of your body. And it just doesn't work that way. Your body says, no, we need these calories. And that's when we start to see, when we go into that deficit, now we start to see negative implications of a metabolism that is now slowed. And we don't realize that we're not feeling good. We don't have any energy. We're not sleeping well, digestion issues, libido, moods, you know, these all get depressed because you're not getting just that baseline calories, never mind making up for all the activity. And so we get stuck in this MyFitnessPal 1,200 calories. I need to eat less. I need to exercise more, when that's really the exact opposite, especially like as you get into your 50s, when we're dealing with hormones already, like we gotta change it up.
Yeah, but you don't realize that, you
Right.
only do. And I was always an exerciser, was a cheerleader. I did, everything physical that I could possibly do, going, constantly moving, always thin. Well, thin because I worked at it. But
Yeah.
in my mind, that's what I'm just going to have to work harder. I'm older and I've lost muscle. According to what they tell us, you lose X amount of muscle for every 10 years. It was all wrong. But it's so hard to find that information.
Yeah.
And
It
you're
is
the only
true.
one.
You do decline, right? That does decline unless you're actively working at it. But what happens is we get busy. We're raising a family, right? We don't prioritize. We're not spending time in the gym like we should be. And we're doing instead do the quick cardio, right? Let's just spend that, we're not going to do the weight training. We'll spend like an hour on the cardio or whatever, thinking that's the way. And so we lose that muscle. If you don't, it doesn't have to be that way, right? We could maintain that and not have that loss, and you can still build muscle. It just takes, believe it or not, calories to do that, right? Calories and protein.
But even when I was younger and I was working out, I was doing an hour cardio and then weight training and eating 1,200 calories. I ended up, my pants stopped fitting because they were too tight. And so I went to a trainer within the gym and I told him what was going on. And he said, you can't work out like that and only eat 1,200 calories. So even then, this was mid 30s. I somehow didn't get the message at the time that I'm, burning all of these calories and not taking in enough of them. And I actually built muscle, but I didn't lose the fat. So everything got tighter. I don't know if it's weight gain as much as, the muscle just plumped up and just pushed the chubby out. I don't know, but it looked terrible. And my pants honestly didn't fit me anymore because of it. So then I had to back off of the weight training so much, which probably was not the one to choose to back off of.
Right. I think that's true, right? As we lose that muscle, then we just have more fat on the body. So there was that I saw from Dr. Gabriel Lyon, we're not overly fat, we're under muscled. And I love that.
I do too.
I love that because now it's like, okay, wow, that is different. Yeah. You don't have the muscle on your body yet. We're like, and then you're not like this, but a lot of women are just scared to put on muscle. They're like, oh God, I don't want to be bigger, and it's just like, really, that's how you create that like nice body composition that you're looking for. If, you want to have a toned body, toned just means having some muscle under there and taking off the fat layer so that you can actually see it. So that's what we're doing with you, my friend, right? Is taking the fat down off of the body, taking off that lumpy, bumpy stuff, replacing it with that nice lean muscle. And you've been fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you get to your, get to some goals and, eating as much as possible. If we need to take calories down a little bit, then we will, but it doesn't, what are you at, 1900?
Now I'm at 1695.
Okay. Oh, we did do a drop. Okay.
Yeah, we just did it about 2 whole weeks ago.
Okay, nice. Yeah. And I will say most of our clients are losing weight on 17 to 1800 calories, which some people are just going to be like, what? Right? That's like 600. Wait, let's do math. 500 calories more than you think you should be having, and
Yes.
Losing weight. So
and that's where I did the 3 pounds came off in that almost immediately from the switch from the 2295 to the 1695. Those pounds came. I was shocked when I stepped up on the scale. I thought, this is just starting, but I really am not putting all my eggs in the scale basket. It's more in the tape measure for me.
in the
That
inches,
measure changes everything, because when you see that number on the scale, but you're working out and you're building any kind of muscle. And I guess I don't expect to see the scale drop hugely, and it doesn't matter to me, which I had to learn. I had to learn that the scale isn't the do all end all, that the tape measure is my friend.
Yeah. That in pictures, right? You see it big.
I haven't done that.
Did you do your beginning pictures?
I did.
All right.
So I probably should do some
Yes,
to see where I'm at. And then I don't know at what point do we do it the next time, just progressively along the way.
every 4 weeks.
Oh, okay, I'm way behind then. But I'm not going back to those, so I'll just start. I'll do them when I do my check-in on Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, just to have that measure in there, and then we'll know, like, we can see that. But I think, like, when you see, like, when we put them side to side, you'll be like, wow, okay, right? Because you see yourself all the time, and it's like, oh, and some other people are noticing, but we can put those together, then we can really see, like, the changes. A lot of times what I'll see is changes in posture as well. So it's not just about shrinking the body. What I start to see is standing taller, shoulders coming back. We see this, right? This is starting to go away. This isn't something that we measure. Maybe I should, right? I think it's hard to do that. But we start to see, like, this profile changes, and the shoulders are coming back, and, and everything just kind of sucks in, right? And we're just getting tighter in toner as we go along. So
yeah, those first pictures were hard.
I know.
Hard. So I look forward to the newer,
Yeah.
seeing them change.
Yeah, me too. Do you have anything that you want to add?
Oh gosh. Other than to encourage people to stick with it. I mean, I don't think people realize how much pressure they put on themselves to lose weight and to get in shape, and how they long to look how they used to look. To trust the process that you put in front of them, because it works. I mean, I tell everybody, I post all the time. I forward your posts for everybody.
Share. You're like, guys, this is it. I found it. This is
I
it.
do. I've been through so many different diets with the keto for the full year before I found you, and lost and immediately gained it back.
I did it too.
It's depressing. Then you feel like you're failing, and I don't feel like that now. Like it's like renewed hope, of actually achieving what my goal has been. And
I think earlier you said empowered, like freedom. That's what you said, food freedom.
And freeing in my mind that you give me exactly what I need. And if I have questions, you guys always respond very quickly. So I'm not like hanging on, gosh, do I go over my protein or do I go over my calories? I need one of each. I always have that security of falling back on you guys, and you always come through with whatever question that I have. And because I'm almost 12 weeks in, I can see that the process, it works. So I hope people don't get scared when they hear you say, we're going to up your calories for X amount of time. However, you're going to lose inches. That should really spark their interest, because it works. It did. It's a truth.
Awesome. Yeah, I thank you so much for sharing your experience and for sharing all the time. So I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this ends up. So
yeah, next 12 weeks will be interesting.
Thank you so much, Roni. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Kathy.